Hi guys, welcome to another review, and I'm taking a break from the corgis mainly because I ran out, and I've returned to my favourite current toy slash model maker, Diamond Select, and I have recently picked up an Enterprise E from NEMESIS, as you can see here. I'll just start off by showing you the packaging. Here we have the try-me hole with the ship, and it's pretty much typical Diamond Select. You can see one nacelle, whereas the other one you can't see due to the logo. And it says Star Trek The Next Generation, and this is from the Starship Legends line. Here it has a scene in NEMESIS and a nice concept picture of Captain Jean-Luc Picard, which is the same one they used on the Jean-Luc action figure. I really can't remember. Here we have our Asylum, warning logo, Diamond Select, and your typical sticker with all the sound effects and what have you. This one doesn't really have a lot as compared to, say, the Star Trek II Wrath of Khan one, but the sounds are relatively long, so it kind of makes up for it. And the actual Enterprise is sunken in really quite far. I don't understand why, but I know the other ones weren't sunken in that much, but yeah, just something I thought I'd mention. You get your standard copyright stuff on the bottom, and the price tag has actually fallen off this one, but I will tell you it did cost £48.99, and it was worth every single penny. Anyway, on the top we have your pretty much basic image of the Enterprise, looking very nice, and what I like is it is still pretty similar to what you actually get. You know, you do lose a little bit of detail in the paint, but it's alright. Star Trek Next Generation, what have you. And on the back you have your details of the ship, as long as a nice picture. You've got its crew, its max capacity, what have you, max speed. And here we have got a nice little bio on the ship, the Sovereign class Starship. Anyway, that's enough on the box, and I will get it open for you. This is something I've wanted for a while, and I'm very happy to finally have and to review for you guys. Also, this is something to note as well. They've changed the inside of the box. As you can see, it's red. But it will be the same with the Enterprise D if I ever manage to get my hands on one. But yeah, with the other ones, such as the Bird of Prey and the other Enterprises, it was yellow. Anyhow, there we go. What I also like about this is the stand, as you can see here. It isn't underneath any plastic that you have to tear up, and it isn't held in with, well, it was held in with one twist tie, which I don't understand why, considering it's held in very nicely with this plastic. So it's a lot easier to access, which I did like. There we go. I've already opened this, as I always do, and I did leave this out of box just because it'd be a lot simpler. Anyway, I'll just start off with the display stand and the instructions, which I've left just here around the side. Here we go. Here are the instructions, as you can see here. You take down, you open it, it just tells you where the buttons are, the batteries, the reset button, etc, etc. So yeah, pretty Diamond Select standard, if you will. Let's put that back in the bag. And we get your traditional battery cover. Let's see here. This is the battery cover that you will use if you don't want to have it on its display stand, and will then replace that black hole. Although it's, I don't really know why you'd want to put it on its display stand anyway. Anyway, so yeah, still nice that you get that included. It's a nice little add-on. And the stand, which is quite different. As you can see here, it's a matte black / grey, but it isn't as transparent as other stands. Now, to give you an example, I'm going to bring in a stand of another ship that I've brought recently. However, I'm not going to name it. You should be able to recognise it, and you should now know that you will get a review on it pretty soon as well. You can see, I'm not going to name the ship, but here it is, and you can see it's a lot more transparent than this one. And you obviously get your stand here, which is a bit different. You tuck it in using these like teeth things. Once you tuck that in, you have to make sure you get it lined up, otherwise it will break. And yeah, that's that. What I don't like is it uses this stupid circle ball thing. I much prefer these ones, as it does add a bit of extra height to the ship, so it looks like it's in the same kind of height region as the other ships, and because these can break. I don't know whether I mentioned it on any videos, but my Star Trek II Wrath of Khan one actually did break, and I had to glue it back together. But, so yeah, it's all good now. But moving this to the side, the Sovereign Class Enterprise E. She is very, very nice. And here we are with the registration. It says U.S.S. Enterprise NCC 1701E, and these lines here, these black lines that go along there, there, and there, I actually went over with a Sharpie. You can see I did slip a little bit there, but it's not too noticeable, and it looks a lot nicer. You can see just how thin this ship was. Very, very sleek design. Here we have all your escape pods, which look very nice. There's a bit of paint, kind of smudge or slip, whatever you want to call it, just there. But you know, it's alright. And the paint is a little bit sloppy on some of the escape pods, but nothing too major. Here we have some kind of printed detail here, which is very nice looking actually, as you can see there. Very well detailed and what have you, and you get a lot of different windows, which they didn't paint. Diamond Select. You know I love you, why do you make my life difficult? So I'm going to have to try and get a extra fine Sharpie or whatever and colour them in. And if you want to have an idea of what this looks like, check out Irish Trekkie. He is a Star Trek fan, obviously, who reviews like Diamond Select ships and the Eagle Moss ships. So yeah, try and look for him. He's a good reviewer. Here is obviously the activation button with lots of nice paint apps and more escape pods. You can see where these have been painted and coloured in with the black Sharpie. It looks a lot nicer. And like Aztecing or whatever you want to call it, like how there's different shades of grey on different shades of grey. It looks very, very nice. The detail is fantastic. This officially beats my Star Trek II Wrath of Khan Enterprise for detail. You can see here we have the Impulse decks. Pretty sure they are anyway. It's been a while since I've watched NEMESIS. And here we've got the like here normally it would drop down and then it would connect to the engineering deck, but it doesn't here. It just goes straight across, which is actually what the NX-01 Enterprise did as well from Star Trek Enterprise. There's a bit of a gap there where the ship doesn't really connect, but it's alright. And here we have even more beautiful detail on the bottom. Here we have the deflector dish, and here's the reset button. It is massive, really. It's like you put a pin in there. Compared to the Star Trek II one, it isn't very well disguised, but oh well. The captain's yacht, which looks very nice. More escape pods, and this black line here, as you can see, I also painted over along with this one right here. See, I did slip a little bit at the end of there, but it's alright. NCC 1701E, and more of that nice like kind of printing detail here. And it has got a nice red outline to it here and here, which looks very, very cool. It's almost like a blue. It looks kind of purple on camera, I think, but yeah. The engineering deck has the same kind of windows as you can see here. You can just about make them out on camera. Yeah, you got some. Oh, this is fantastic. This is actually, the camera is picking it up. It says Starship, U.S.S. Enterprise, United Federation of Planets. And if I put my finger next to that, you can get an idea of how small it is. It is absolutely tiny, and that is wonderful. Really, that is absolutely fantastic. So as far as this ship goes on paint apps, it is very, very nice. Here you have the nacelles, looking very nice. And the pylons with some legal, whatever you call it here. And on the other side here, which is quite a shame considering with other ones they normally write it in a grey font so it isn't that noticeable, but oh well, sure you can fix that if it really does irritate you. So yeah, detail as a whole is wonderful. Even this section here, these lines here and here I painted in black just to make them stand out a bit more, and this one and this one just to make them stand out a little bit nicer, and it looks beautiful. I will do an update video to this once I get a extra fine black Sharpie, and I'd just like to point out I also made this part a little bit more vibrant on the captain's yacht. It looks very cool, and the deflector dish is nicely detailed as well. To that, you can see it's actually got like kind of indented detail on it, and it looks very nice. You got a Starfleet logo, Star Trek badge I should call it there. Looks very nice. And as a whole, this ship is just absolutely awesome. I would highly recommend it to anybody, and for the price you can't really go wrong. And what I'll do now is I'll put her on her display stand, and what I'd recommend is you take it very slow when you first get it. But I have to give Diamond Select their dues. This is very movable on this stand in particular. When compared to the Star Trek 2 one, it does have a lot more movability. I mean, look at that. You can give it a Thunderbird 2 launch pose almost. Anyway, here it is like that. And as far as the sounds go, I'll just give you a quick blast of, well, it's the same as the Star Trek 2 Wrath of Khan one. You can press it once for a sound, or press it and you can hear them all. Anyway, that's what I'll do. Just press it so I can hear them all, and I'll show you the ship, like where it lights up. The button's very responsive.
Engage. Ready phasers and quantum torpedoes. Fire all weapons.
Anyway, the sounds, you can see it lights up here. The cells, as you can see here, they are very nicely detailed as well with the lights. They're also blue, which I like, so you don't have to have the lights on to see that they're blue, which is something I wish they did with the Enterprise B. Anyway, you got the impulse decks, which also light up.
All hands. Battle stations.
The light bleed is very bad in this area as well, and could have been a lot better as a whole. But where it really loses points for me is probably here. The light bleed is not that very bad, as you can see. Just under here and there. It's not as noticeable at the moment, but the nacelles also do bleed quite badly, as you can see. Just along the bottom here, and there in particular. There. That's the worst part. This is where the speaker holes are, very cleverly disguised, which looks very nice. So yeah, as a whole, she is an absolute beauty of a ship. I would highly recommend you pick one up for the right price. It really is very nice, and yeah, I would give it a 7.5 out of 10, mainly because I'm kind of disappointed they didn't paint the windows, and it doesn't have an always on feature, and that there aren't that many sounds. But as a whole, it is absolutely wonderful. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my review, guys, and take care.